Well, hello and welcome to our side-by-side training. This is session 4 where we will focus on chapters 10 and chapters 11. Chapter 10 is entitled to see the good and enjoy one another, and 11 that we walk together and tell stories. So see the good and enjoy one another.
I think as we get into this chapter specifically, I think we're getting into what I think is like the nitty-gritty, like real life, even real tensions.
Because sometimes we don't see the good or enjoy one
another. Of what it means to be in a grow group. And as I think about this personally for myself, and maybe you can relate, you know, you get into a grow group and usually you get into it, at least if you're a leader especially, as you're watching this, you're starting at least with some good friends. And you're like, oh, this is good, this is natural.
You've got your groove.
Yeah, I've got my groove and I love this. But the truth is, like, as we are a church, we're not meant to be a church of just who we like and is comfortable around us. And God is going to send people to us. God is going to bring new people into our group that aren't what we naturally would know, drawn to, or connect with. And so I think this chapter is really dealing with what are we going to do when it's not the natural instinctive relationships that we would be drawn to.
So what are we going to do, but why do we do it even? So I love that Genesis, we are all created in the image of God. So there is something precious in anyone that we walk with. So this chapter is going to do a really good job helping us draw out those things to see the good. So we're going to let you read it because you need to read it. But let's focus on that tension a little bit.
Yeah, that's the real piece of this, is seeing people as God's image bearers. Like, do you really believe that as someone comes in front of you, you're like, oh man, it's not what I would like. Oh, they kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Do you believe that there is great things in them that God, by God's design, that He has brought into here with purpose and reason for us to connect with? Because we have to see the good of them because of who God is in us. But sincere love means they need to know we're coming to see them and see the good in them.
I mean, I know I say all the time, I do not want to be somebody's project, nor does anyone want to be my project. And so when we have the privilege of walking with people, we want them to experience and feel love, not duty or have to.
The truth is, this is not something we can do in our own power, right? Because I just really want to confess, this is a battle for me. It's my own struggle. I'm a guy that likes my close friends group. I like my few friends, and that's where I like to stay. You know, a lot of life seems harder, and so this is often even my own mini church communities, my small groups. I've wanted them to be the place where I can just go to and not have to do the harder things of Christian life sometimes, if I'm really honest. And God has just really, really convicted me of that over the years. And in that, though, I have seen friendships occur that I never thought would happen.
That you wouldn't even have.
Yeah, I've seen ministry given to me from people that I never would have thought would have been the ones ministering to me. And so I just want to encourage you, if your heart struggles like mine,
when the boat gets rocked, don't freak.
But go to the Spirit of God and say, God, teach me this differently. Help me to see what is in these people. Help me to see the good. Help me to see why you brought them to the group. Show me their talents. Reveal more of who they are, so that I can see more of who you are in them and why you have done this. This is the big piece.
So if we jump into chapter 11 and we're looking for those stories, up until now, when we've been doing this book, we've learned how to do those short stories. But there are those longer stories that really reveal what makes someone tick, why things are hard for people. And so just diving into those longer stories.
Yeah, and getting and really, I think chapter 11, as you approach it, it is a practical tool saying, Holy Spirit, help me do these things. You can really come and say, Holy Spirit, help me know how to ask the right questions. Help me know how to dive deeper, open my eyes to see these things. And it gives you some tools, because you like this chapter because you like this digging part.
I do. I feel like I'm an NCIS agent, and you can really know how someone ticks. And it helps us to love someone. They had a great story in here about a woman that was part of a small group that probably, in all honesty, made the small group awkward because she was quiet. They couldn't draw her out. You may have people like that within your groups. Even at times when it felt like maybe there was a challenge or there was authority coming from someone in leadership, anger would show up. And as this couple got to know this young woman, they realized she was involved with some spiritual abuse that happened, and so she was reacting to that. So we want to know why those things happen that prick us or are hard for us. We want to care and come alongside and be able to nurture that.
And that's the whole point. Remember, all of this is that we're called to walk together. This is side by side, walking together. We're not gonna fix everything, but also we need people to walk side by side with us. And so, as someone who we wouldn't instinctively be drawn to, yet God has done this work. Come back to these chapters, not just in this training. Come back to them later on when those come in front of you, and say, Lord, help me see what I need to see. guide me what to do so that I see the good that you are accomplishing, and even maybe the new people you're bringing into my Christian family that is going to accomplish great things in my life that I never expected.
Yeah, and the reason we did this, we talked in the beginning, we are needy, we need to see that. We have people with needs and we want to walk alongside them. I know they say this in the book, we should expect this general rule: the better you know other people, the more you enjoy and appreciate them. That is, the more you love them. And the more you love them, the more you will be invited into their lives during hardships. And that's why we do what we do. We want to come alongside one another and love people when it's good and when it's hard. So
this is next steps. Thank you so much for being part of us. Thank you for your commitment, and we look forward to connecting with you more on this.
thank you.